Hello, this is my 2021 Yamaha Twister 9 GT, and today, since the weather is getting much better in Western Pennsylvania, I'm going to do an oil change, and I'll just show you what that entails with this. Basically, here is the location of the oil filter and the location of the drain plug. And what I use for the oil filter is something that like this. This fits, I think it used to fit my Honda, it fits my Triumph, and it fits the Yamaha right here. It just goes here, goes on, and then you can take it out with that. And you'll need a 17 millimeter for the drain plug. And that's it. So let me get set up and I'll show you how it goes. All right, note before you do this, you should get the bike warmed up a bit and then cool it off and let the oil go down. So let me break off this piece here. There we go. And then we'll just let the oil drain. If you just run the bike, it may be hot, so careful with that. Put it here. So let that drain out. And then once it's drained, we'll come back and get the oil filter out. Yeah, the crush washer came out with it. So I always replace the crush washer when I do this. So you can see here, I have a new one there. All right, I put a new crush washer on the drain bolt. So that one's gonna be ready to go. You can see that's still going there, but I'll just get this one started here so you can see how this just fits right in. Really just makes it easy, right? In terms of this little piece is going in and you don't have to get any other wrench. And then that's it. It comes out like that. Let me get this out here. There we go. I'll let this drain as I take it off. So that's the filter here. There we go. Okay, so I've got the new oil filter out and I was using this Yamaha here. And you know, all you do is take a little fingerful and just go around like that. And that's basically it, you know, nothing too fancy. You're just putting a thin film on top of the rubber. And that's it. Wipe out anything excess here and it just goes right back in. All right. And that, you know, a lot of people just tighten it by hand tight, but the torque spec is 17 Newton meters or 13 pound-feet for that one. So if you have a torque wrench, you can just torque it to that specification. The bolt here, so I have the crush washer in, and it's still draining just a bit, but that'll be okay. Just wash that off, and there we go. That goes back in, and that one will torque to 43 Newton meters or 32 pound-feet. So I'll get those torqued down and then I'll go on the other side and we'll look at adding the oil. All right, well the next step is to add the oil. So this comes out and that's where the oil is going to be. And I just use a thin oil funnel like this. And that's how I stick it in like that. So I use this Yamaha and the specification says it takes about 3.2 quarts. So what I would do is, you know, try to add, look at the sides here. If you have a gallon, okay, you can measure down. You can probably freely add maybe up to 3 and then do a measurement and then slowly add the rest like that. So let me get that piece done and then we'll see how that looks like. I should also mention that the sight glass for the oil levels right here. So you want to be about halfway up. So that's another indication when you're filling, you take a look at that. And when you're getting close to the halfway mark, just slow it down a bit and then start the engine, let it run, let it settle, see where you are. So let me do that and then I'll report back. Okay, so here we are. Maybe about halfway if you look at between these two lines here. So I'm gonna start up the engine. In terms of what it's taken, it looks like this is how much I've added. And where are we so I can see here? You know, we're below 2 quarts or so, the line. So I haven't had it quite 3 quarts yet. So let's start it up and see how when the oil all slushes through where we end up after starting it up and cooling it off a bit. So you can see after starting it up and let it cool down that the level's gone down to the bottom of the mark. Here, you can just see a bit of oil. So it looks like I need to add more. So when they say 3.2 quarts with, you know, a filter change, you know, I guess they really mean it. Because here I'm only down to, I gotta get down to the 1 quart level. And as you can see, I'm a little below the 2 quart level. So let me do that and then we'll get it all finished up. All right, after warming it up, cooling it down, you can see that I'm about the halfway point there. So that's all good. And it does appear that with the gallon I had, I went below the 1, you know, quart mark, which means I added maybe 3.1, 3.2 quarts, which is what the owner's manual says. In terms of how I set this up, you can see that I support, I support the front here. And then usually when I undo and torque, I put the back stand on. But to get the oil, they want the bike to be level. So I do take it off the back stand and then measure everything like that. So that's basically it. It's not too bad at all to do your own oil change. I do it once a year before the main riding season, no matter how much I ride, because it sits in the winter a bit. And you can see you get the filter out, the bolt. It's all very accessible. And all you gotta do at the end is put the oil back into the jug. There's a little left over, or whatever other jug you have. And that's it. So I hope that helped. The next step is to go for a ride and test out the new oil. Thank you.